Hello everyone, Brian Johnson with thestockmentor.com. An update for you as we saw the bulls kind of take over today. That was a very, very nice run. It was a huge run in the NASDAQ, which was great. This is exactly what you want to see on any kind of a bounce, is the NASDAQ once again turning around, leading the way. For a while, it was just getting its butt kicked day after day. Now we see it kind of starting to take control, at least for one day. Within the markets themselves. That's good. That's good if you're bullish on the markets. It's really kind of indifferent if you're bearish, to be quite honest. I still think the bigger move is down. It's just a matter of when. But today, as it was, the internals look good, volume looked good. From a bullish standpoint, pretty easy to trade most of the day, especially in the room from a day trading standpoint. But you can see that at the end of the day, we managed to get at above, back to some overhead levels of resistance. The move here on the Dow back into the 11,176, just above that 50-period moving average here on the 60-minute chart. So we can count this whatever we want. To me, to be quite honest, guys, this looks like wave 5 down has started, and this is maybe the bottom of 1. This is just wave 2 up, and then we're going to start a wave 3 down. I don't know. But that's my best guess. I'm still more bearish, bigger picture than I am, really anything else. But overall sideways. Look at this. As we come down, we hit this little bottom here, I guess, if you will. Quick pop up. Then we could continue to the downside. Quick pop up. Look where they're all ending up. Right in and around this same spot. 11.2, 11.250. Draw a straight line across. We have gone nowhere for almost an entire month. It's just straight sideways here, really. So draw a line along the bottom of this thing, go straight over. We haven't gone anywhere. Very, very difficult trading. Completely tedious trading if you're an investment type trader where you want to get in and hold for long periods of time. The indices as a whole have gone they've been stagnant. A lot of stocks doing the exact same thing. NASDAQ today had a great bounce. Google, Baidu, Apple especially, really, really running hard, looking very, very good. But will that actually continue into the next few days? So the confirmation will be huge coming into the next few days. Above this 11,000 mark, right around this area, 11,050, something like that, I think was my last call on your long. We did get that today with a beautiful break up and above. Sit above it, sit above it, sit above it before another pop to the upside, bringing in about 100, 150, about 100 points. Call it 100 points by the time it was all said and done. And more could be on the way as we look at the daily. Really like, if this bullishness continues, this 20-day moving average again. This is true for all of the indices. I'm watching closely these 20-day moving averages once again, if we can get the bulls to participate for longer than 1 or 2 days here. We can get them to move this thing up. We still have the possibility, and this is true of all indices. We've been looking at this as a 1, 2. This was 3. This was maybe 4. Now we're into 5 down. That would be my best guess. There's also the option of, 1, 2, 3, A, B, C for 4. Then we move ourselves down. Either way, I really think we end up breaking these levels sooner or later. It's just a matter of whether it's sooner or later, and we can correct in any way we want to. However, if this ends up being an A, then a B, then a C type correction for 4, I'm really targeting hard these 20-day and these overhead areas of resistance, which means if you're in today and you're holding overnight and you're a little bit squeamish, you have every reason to be, because you never know when these markets are going to make a move. But if we can get some confirmation tomorrow and another strong move by the bulls, you're in great shape. I really, really, like I said, would be targeting hard these 20-day moving averages, which at 11,050, which was my entry somewhere back in there for everyone on the Dow, makes for a beautiful trade by the time it's all said and done with. Going into the NASDAQ, here's the real strength here. This one, for a lot of my viewers, was above 2080. Otherwise, even where we're at right now is good. If we can get this thing to even pull back a little tonight, which could happen, don't be surprised if we gap open a little bit to the downside tomorrow. I wouldn't be too scared if it was just a few points in the least bit. That is be very common considering the hard run we saw all day long. But if this continues, if we gap up to start tomorrow, it could be in very, very good shape for a continued bull run. Of course, if you're long, you would love to see that right now. 2175, 2180 would be your overhead. If we can get open flat watch closely to see what happens, but I would more than maybe expect us to maybe grind our way upwards. Once again, you see that around the 2130 area, there's another opportunity to get long. But if you're already in, target this 2175, 2180 area, followed by the 2225 area. That would then coincide as well very nicely with what we're seeing here and the 20-day moving average. Very good. This will be down a little bit tomorrow, right around that 2200 to 2190-ish area tomorrow, 2195 probably, by the time this thing hits tomorrow. So once again, pushes to the upside. Those are my targets for your profits on your longs. I'm not even sure I'd jump out at that point, to be quite honest. I might just move stops up. Not sure I'd be too chicken, to just jump out, call it good. But those are absolutely going to be overhead areas to be watching on the way up. The bulls can just pull out some sort of confirmation tomorrow. Weekly, same thing. We got a couple days left of this. Won't talk much about this. We have this hammer, then we have the move down. Now we have potentially another move up. Not there yet. We got to wait till the end of the week. It's got a lot of work to do, but this 2200 is certainly within reach. Why? Because it's right back around the 20 period or the 20-day moving average. All my targets on all my indices. SPX 60-minute, same thing, closing right at its 50-period moving average here. And if we can, maybe start down a little bit and then push our way up and through that, I love that. I hate gaps above areas of support and resistance. I love to see pushes up and above it. A lot of my viewers, I think it was 1150 was my long on this one. So if you are not in yet and might want to play this a little bit, this is the place to be looking. Once again, up and above this 50-period moving average, 1165-ish to 1170, with 1180 being some overhead resistance, potentially reaching the 1200 to 1210 area before we're all said and done. If this is in fact, though, I want to bring this to your attention, if in fact this is just 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, 5 of the first wave, and this is wave 2, this is a very, very strong area for a potential reversal. So today, saw a great move up. Will it stick? That's what I'm most concerned about. And we're right back to where we were. 1168 on this fall here. We've been down, we've been up, we've seen fire, and I've seen rain, but overall, will sunny days come again for the bulls? Breaks above or into this area, just keep in mind we've been chopping sideways almost the entire month. So if you guys have not had a good month maybe of trading for the most part, I would say join the crowd. There's probably a ton of people out there. When the markets do this, it's very, very difficult to trade. So hopefully we can get some real movement back to the markets again in a more trending way. SPX daily, same type of thing. 20-day moving average sitting around the 1200. Guess that kind of jives with 1200 or 1210 on a potential further bullish push up. That would be 1, 2, 3. A for A of 4, B of 4, maybe C of 4. That might even finish a little bit above here, 1220 or above. By the time it's all done, I would really target these 20-day moving averages if we see more of what we saw today into the next couple of days. And that's usually how these corrections work. They correct and they move pretty darn quickly. The impulse waves tend to bleed. The corrective waves tend to just absolutely rip and tear. So saw some of that today. Looked very, very good. Good, strong move today. VIX, on the other hand, look at this. Could get some confirmation on that bullish move tomorrow because the VIX doesn't look all that well right now. In a consolidation, some of you, if you guys want to actually Elliott wave the VIX, 1, 2, 3, looking for a triangle 4, sideways 4, whatever, before a 5 up, that would coincide beautifully with a 5th wave to the downside if we would see that. VIX then going into the 50 plus area by the time it's all said and done. Weekly as well, point being 1, 2, 3 weeks of sideways motion. Really 2.5 because this week isn't over yet. But 2.5 weeks of sideways motion right around that 3750 area. Very, very strong for top bulls when it comes to the VIX. Obviously not very good for the markets from a bullish standpoint in that perspective. But we'll see where this finishes for the week. Could start to leak down. We'll just see what we get by the end of the week. Once again, looking for bullish confirmation. That's really the name of the game. This whole FAS down here, nice move today. A buck. It's 9%. I'm really not interested in this thing until we get up above this 50-period moving average. So a 1350 would be my first opportunity long, and then back below any of these levels to the short side, especially 11 or 1150 to the short side on FAS. From a daily, it's kind of the same thing. Really liked it below 12. Got a beautiful push below 12 for a short. Didn't last long. Day and a half before it popped back up again. But still, 1350 long, that's really my first opportunity to even look at that thing to the long side. FAZ then, of course, is below the 50-period moving average this way. That would be below 63. I think 57, 50, 58, 59 is very possible on a break below the 50-period moving average here on the 60-minute chart. And from a daily, same type of thing. What is this? Maybe a 1, 2, 3. Who knows how this will resolve itself? Really doesn't matter. It's all the same type of a look as the 60-minute. From a chopping standpoint, all sideways. Once again, draw a line from here through it. You can see from the beginning of August, obviously this playing along right with the indices. We have not left this $65 mark. That has been the home for price all month long. On a break of 63 though, I like that short. On a break of 63 here or 62.50, I like that short from a daily. They all work out very, very well. So there's your opportunities. You can see from a NASDAQ standpoint, Apple screaming upwards. Looking at that, 20-day moving average potentially. Goog making a very nice move today of 4%, staying right with the markets itself. Baidu, you can see it making a move back up. This was extremely strong today. Bouncing off the 200-day moving average. Not once, but 2 days it held. Snuck below it a little bit. My short was below 125, still is, by the way. If Baidu gets below 125, that's a fantastic short. Even though it's a very strong stock, it's hard to short it. That would be at least good, I think, for a day or two, without question. Maybe even back into the 114 area, so I'd be looking for that trade. Regardless, very big bounce today, almost 10 bucks. Almost 8%. That's a heck of a move. That is why the NASDAQ did so well today. Love to go long the NASDAQ. Don't like to go short, because when things turn around, the NASDAQ's usually the front runner, and when it leads the way, it really tears things up. The Russells, same type of story. Look at how well the Russells did today. It's been so weak lately, but today up 4.8%. So Russells are another really good place to go if you're looking for longs or looking for long ideas. NASDAQ first, and the Russells, love to look at them first and foremost. They tend to have the ones that move the furthest and the fastest. Why make 2%, 3% a week when you could potentially make 10, 12, 15% in a week? Who doesn't want to do that? Those are the places I look first. Hope you guys can find some really, really nice trades within those. It's usually not too hard. Watch for confirmation tomorrow. Let's see if we can get it. And I'll be back with you guys later on in the week.